Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. Let's have a look at Tsukuyomi Zero, my first clear here. And I'm pretty excited to show you this one because I wasn't at all sure that I could beat it. And gimmicks here are gravity barriers and blocks. And then you can bring characters with one or the other, or both of course, or neither. But you do want at least some characters with no block. And to talk about the team that I'm using, first I'm using a Hikari Transcendent. She is a bounce with no gravity barrier. Pretty strong bump combo, not affected by the laser barriers that we see here. And then a Meteor Strike Shot where she becomes a Pierce. And then, yeah, both the Meteor part and the becomes a Pierce part are pretty important. Next up I'm using a Giga Fighter. He's one of the newer extreme drop monsters where he only has the single version, the evolution version. He is a bounce with no warp and no block. Still one of the very few characters with both no block and no warp. I'm using him just for the block, of course. And then he's got a pretty good bump combo, the lock-on shockwave, and then a tackle strike shot. And then because he's one of the only very few characters with no block that I have, he is my MVP here, I think. And yeah, I still consider him one of the most underrated drop monsters in the game. Okay, next up is a Fuel Evolution. And yeah, I just keep using her and I just keep liking her. And I actually might prefer her evolution version to the Ascension version, which is shocking to me. She has a bounce with no warp, no gravity barrier. She has a 4-turn strike shot where she turns into a Pierce. And that can also be really useful for this mission. And then she has the X-Laser EL. Again, lots of laser barriers here, but there are some places without it, so that can come in handy. Okay, very good. And then those eyeball things, we want to get rid of them in pairs, since they will revive each other. They often start out, you know, kind of staggered like that, where they're not next to each other. If we take down one, and then kind of mess up their, kind of their schedule of moving back and forth, they might end up next to each other, and then we can pinch in between them. But there are other ways to do that, like through bump combos or just hitting them individually when they're far away from each other. But anyway, there we kind of messed up the schedule for where they move. So they kind of came together, and then with Guinevere here we can pinch and then take them both out in one turn. Alright, and then speaking of Guinevere, my friend, she might be the actual MVP. That's just because her bump combos are so crazy. They do a lot of damage. But she is a bounce with no block, so she's my other character that can go through the blocks. And then she has a 3-turn delay strike shot, which can be good to push back the revival of the little guys by the boss. Okay, so here is the mini-boss stage before Tsukuyomi Zero. And then I would not say that this stage is difficult, but it can take forever. Obviously, we want to get rid of the little guys first, and then these eyeball pairs, because they will heal the mini-boss. So as long as they are out, the eyeballs, it will be very difficult to take down the mini-boss. And then usually I like to use Harley X for this mission. She has both no gravity barrier and no block. And then she also has a very strong explosion on first contact strike shot, which I often use on this stage, just so that I can, you know, directly hit the mini-boss and then take him out, even if the eyeball guys are still out. But here I see the weak point right in front of Guinevere, so let's hit Guinevere. Let's see how much damage that does. Okay, like 60%, pretty good. But yeah, we can see a lot of healing there, so we definitely want to get rid of the eyeball guys. Almost got him. And then this mini-boss does have Demi-Hume Slayer. So with certain guys like Guinevere here or Kushinada Zero, we do want to be careful. Okay, so here just to bypass, or just to get rid of the eyeball guys, we'll use Hikari's Strike Shot. And then do a bunch of damage to the boss, and then take out the boss here. Yeah, so I totally recommend using strike shots on that stage if you are having trouble getting through it. Okay, and here is the mini-boss stage of Tsukuyomi Zero, the one right before the boss sequence. Again, we'll get rid of the little guys, we'll get rid of the eyeballs. Okay, we'll use Fiole's Pierce Strike Shot. There's no multiplier to her speed and attack, since it's only a 4-turn strike shot. But it was worth it to use it to get out the bump combos and then take down the wizard guy. Okay, with Guinevere, we'll pinch where the block was. And yeah, Hikari can't really get at those two eyeball guys, so we'll just do a different attack here. And yeah, one funny thing about the laser barriers is that if a character with a laser bump combo is inside the laser barrier, it can still do some damage to that character. So that's how we got a bit of damage into Tsukuyomi Zero there. Okay, with Giga Fighter, we pinched in between the two eyeball guys, and then with Fiole, we'll take down the boss there, or mini-boss. Okay, boss sequence, and yeah, same thing as before. Get rid of the little guys, the healing walls will come out, get rid of the eyeballs, and then take down the boss. And yeah, there are no hearts on this mission, so getting the healing walls out and then getting enough hits on those healing walls is going to be important. And then these eyeball guys, they are in pairs and they will heal each other. But it can be difficult to tell which eyeball is paired with another when there are two pairs out. The way it works is that if we look at where their weak points are, and then the two eyeballs where the two weak points face each other, that is the pair. Okay. So here was a good example of using a Fiole's strike shot effectively. I was able to hit the two eyeballs in their weak point by becoming a pierce, and there I was able to take them both out, even though I hit them individually and did not pinch. But yeah, if you do pierce through the eyeballs, you can get rid of them surprisingly easily. The multiplier on their weak point seems to be pretty high. Okay, so there again we got some good damage from Fiole's X laser, even though there was the laser barrier there. Okay, so there we were able to take down the boss, even though the eyeballs were still out because we did so much damage. Okay, second boss stage. Let's use the Pierce Strike Shot again. Try to set off some bump combos. Very good. And then this stage, it can be a good stage to heal your guys. since there are the blocks, which kind of really limit the area you can move. So if you're in an area, like a small area with a healing wall, then you can get good healing in there. So we'll do that, well, we won't do that exactly with Kai, but we will get a little bit of healing. Alright, and if we leave the wizards out too long, they will shoot out the gravity barriers. So that will slow down my Giga Fighter. But that won't stop us from getting out some bump combos, so let's do that. Okay, very good. Alright, HP's looking a little low, so I might be thinking about healing now. Okay, pretty good. Okay, more bump combos. We get a little bit of healing, a little bit of damage, take down the last night guy. Alright, and there is the revival. And yeah, the revival is kind of generous actually, because as long as there are little guys out, we can always get out more healing walls. So in that sense, this mission is a little bit less difficult than some other impossibles. Okay, last stage. And then here again, let's use Friol's Pierce Strike Shot. And then we're going to pierce between those two eyeballs up there. And then as long as we hit the weak points, then we can take them down in the same turn. Okay, thankfully we got the guide. Okay, not too shabby. Alright, and then I was thinking about using Guinevere's delay strike shot, but all of the attacks from Tsukuyomi that matter, they're more than 3 turns anyway, so I can wait until the next round and then use it, and you know, it'll be almost the same effect. There I was trying to go for the pinch shot into where the eyeballs are, but wasn't able to get it. We should be able to... oh no, we'll use a Hikari's Meteor Strike Shot again. Take out those guys, take out these guys, and then do some damage to the boss. Alright, there's that gravity barrier again. So we'll just ignore it and then get some healing in. Okay, not too bad. Alright, let's get out some more bump combos. Pretty good. Okay, so now let's use the delay strike shot. And then as we hit Tsukuyomi Zero, we'll also get out some bump combos and hopefully get rid of that wizard guy. Okay, great. Okay, so now it's just about doing damage to the boss. There was a terrible shot. And the reason why that happened is because my cell phone, I don't know, it doesn't read my finger sometimes, so I do some crazy shots. But anyway, let's use Giga Fighter's Tackle Strike Shot and take down the boss. Alright, so that was my first clear of Tsukuyomi Zero. And yeah, the more null block characters you have, the better, I would say. But still possible if you only have like half and half. And yeah, pretty happy to get Tsukuyomi Zero so early in the game. I have very few Minesweeper drop monsters, or Hatcher monsters even. And then I have even fewer null block characters. So she's going to be pretty awesome for me. And there she is. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.